Fox, the man the president says is the man. David, thank you for joining us, first of all. Second of all, is this promises made, promises kept? Because Donald Trump said on July 27th that he would stop federal agencies from targeting the crypto industry. He made good on that promise today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, President Trump campaigned to be the first crypto president. He gave a now famous speech in Nashville where he described how he was going to change the regulatory environment for crypto. And he has now acted on that promise. He signed this executive order today. He's directed our working group to produce a regulatory framework that's going to encourage innovation in crypto in the United States, keeping the industry onshore rather than driving it offshore, which is what was happening under the Biden administration.
I want to get to that framework in just a second. First, the executive order halts what President Trump calls aggressive enforcement actions and overreach. What is he talking about there?
Yeah, well, Edward, for the last 4 years, the Biden administration has basically prosecuted and persecuted crypto companies, really driving them offshore. I've heard so many outrageous stories by founders, by entrepreneurs. The Biden administration would not tell them what the rules of the road were, and they would then get prosecuted. And what the industry wants more than anything else is regulatory clarity. They're saying, just tell us what the rules are, we will abide by them. And the Biden administration would never do that. And because of that, all the innovation was basically moving offshore, and America was about to lose this technology of the future. And we want that innovation happening here in the United States, and I think it now will happen in the United States because President Trump has declared that the U.S. must be the crypto capital of the world.
So it creates this working group that you will chair. What will you be looking for, and what type of guidelines are you looking to put out?
Yeah, so a few areas. So number one, market structure. We need to define what is a security, what's a commodity, what's a digital asset or collectible. So there's a few different categories here. So defining the market structure is important. Second area is stable coins. I think stable coins are a really interesting area. It gives us the opportunity to extend the dollar's dominance internationally. We can basically create a digital dollar that people all over the world will use. And then the third area that we're going to look at is we're evaluating this national stockpile for digital assets. We haven't created it yet, but we're going to study that issue.
So looking at the stockpile, haven't made the decision to go forward? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yeah, we're going to evaluate that. We have not decided to do it yet. But we need to study that.
Is crypto an asset or a currency then?
Well, when you're talking about digital assets, it can be multiple things. I mean, you've got digital assets that are securities, you've got digital assets that are commodities, you've got digital assets that are collectibles like NFTs or meme coins. So, you're talking about a whole vast area of innovation. And so digital assets can be a number of different things. And that's why you need a clear regulatory framework that says, which areas are which. What are the definitions?
Wow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Wow, what a crazy time we're living in. What an incredible time to be in crypto, regardless of where we are at the cycle. I think it's very clear now the next 4 years are going to be absolutely insane. Now, whether we back the right horse or the number of right horses, that's something fluid. That's something you're able to do as long as you're not committing treason against your portfolio and you're balancing right. I think you'd be fine, but this is incredibly huge. And the market has obviously responded to that. Today is a significant day, obviously, the Bank of Japan. But by and large, if you look at the cryptos that are doing well, look at Ondo Finance. And Ondo is an example of sometimes why we as retailers either overreact, overstress, or don't get the picture. We don't take that chance in order for things to grow properly. This is supposed to go the other way, right? In fact, I actually reduced the size of my Ondo holdings to increase my XLR bag, and that was a strategy that I did because I know XLR is undervalued right now, and Ondo obviously has gone up significantly in the last 1 year. Really, it's the largest RWA. And speaking of RWA, I mean, what we have is that competition is going to go absolutely through the roof. Things are about to get spicy, guys. Things are about to go absolutely nuts. So that's one news. The other news is Ethereum's been bought up. And it's been bought up with big money while everybody else is complaining. The smart money is buying big. You can see here, ETH dips in the past 19 hours. 5 wallets likely to be one entity deposited $29 million of USDT to HTX and withdrew 9,000 ETH, at around $3,237 per ETH. And it's interesting, these wallets obviously withdrew straight away. They purchased, they withdrew, and that was it. So ETH's going to start waking up, guys. And the recent dip has been really, really good in terms of, look, if you look at the ETF flows, and of course, Ethereum slightly picking up now, obviously, price difference here. But on the calmer side, if you look at this, and a lot of people are saying now this is 2016, 2017, in terms of the way Bitcoin is moving now. This is data from Glassnode. But I'm incredibly bullish. I mean, chain volume. This one was a surprise to me. I'm not going to lie. Look at Solana's volume. But number 2 is Hyperliquid. And of course, there are projects on Hyperliquid. Again, how you play that, you check it out, see what's for you. At the moment, I've just focused on AI agents. And in particular, Vapor is the one that I hold from this ecosystem. But it is actually staggering to think that Hyperliquid ecosystem and volume DEX. And it is super, super fast to use. The ecosystem is pretty well. It's massive. So if you look at the, there's somebody, this, I really like this because it explains the M2 money supply's average growth of, per year is, 6.87, which is truly wild. And the release valve is BTC. I think we're still gonna get a massive alt season. So how are the alts doing from our side? So if you look at the alts here, I still do believe that Sui gets to that $100 billion, maybe even more. But I think Sui is a potential 5 to 10x from here. Bitenso Tao's the same, possibly more, maybe on the 10x side. But Tao is going to be important, guys. And also there are a section popping up on CoinMarketCap. There are USA coins now based in the likes of HBAR and few others that are US based. But if you look at this is the, like, for example, I haven't included some of the meme coins, but stuff that I either have or thinking about buying. And on the whole here, so in the last, Hive AI did 122%, Toshi did 43%, basedai barely showing some life, but it is what it is. We want to see what's over there. I know several whales that got out of basedai based on on-chain transactions. Alephium back steady, even though, to be honest, it's down 10% for the week and still under $1. Cluster doing well for the week, having a retrace. aitech. This one is an interesting one. EMP actually will be, once AI agents are in topic again, I think the likes of EMP, Vapor, and a few others should do well. aitech 2%. So it is a mixed bag. Biggest mover here, look at this. SNAI is up. Well, it's still only 20%, but up 40% for the week. Then you've got the smaller ones here. Parallel, 48 million. Animoca going crazy. Carrot being very disappointing. Still very flat. We need gaming season for Carrot to take off. But, surprise, surprise. GFAL up 10% for the week. Unbelievable. But they did actually say GFAL was going to, they were going to do a lot of marketing. So it looks like they've still way down, but at least they've shown 10% movement. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. I've shared two, one on Solana, one on Ethereum. Ethereum went up 42%. Tectum up 5% for the week. Well, still under $4. Again, this is how you should be thinking about whatever mixed bag that you hold. Just give them a glance collectively, right? So you can see here, for example, Moon Tropica has been battered. 01 Labs was probably the biggest loser in these projects. But 29, Sign of Life, 13%, sign of strength to come back. And of course, Heroes of Marvia is still way down there. But Heroes of Marvia's volume has not declined, right? The volume is very impressive. If you look across majority of these, the exception of Vapor here, 6 million. But here is a Mavi. As long as there's live in the volume, I'm not too concerned. This is now officially on that red territory. Mint layer, very poor in terms of the even the volume. So I think that one could soon be soon could be a right of Zealous. Low volume, but look, if you look at this, 18% for the week, but recovery is decent. That's what I'm looking for. That's all I could ask for. And here's the other strategic Bitcoin reserve that we had. And this one has done nearly 4x for the last 7 days, only $8 million. And I think as that news and the Trump administration continues, I think that is always going to be key to watch that one. And then, of course, I'm waiting for Guns. I'm waiting for Monad. Monad, I'm going to throw in a large sum of money once it comes out, hopefully in this Q1. And my safe position will probably end up here. I think that would be a smart move for everybody who's looking for a very good layer one. The L1 blockchain. At the end of the day, if this is sub-billion, I think this will be incredible. It's like, it will be like buying Sui under 500 or $300 million, but it won't be that. I think this launches at multiple, or at least minimum $1 billion valuation. This is an incredible one to rotate into. So I'm very optimistic, despite the fact that obviously all my tokens are not on here. But if you look at the spread, I mean, there's way too many. Again, peak was a very good pickup. But what I would say is, if we talk about lessons, guys, from previous cycles, everybody has their Achilles heels. My biggest Achilles heel was futures trading and leveraging. That's where I got smacked down. That's where I lost a lot of money. Everybody has a different trade. Some are meme coin gamblers, but I've never really had spot losses unless I round trip the bag at the height of 2021 cycle. You know, I came back with some of my H bar. I came back with some of my, I had some Gala games that I round tripped, a few others. But, overall, the vast majority I did sell. So that spot, the mistake I make in spot, sometimes, yeah, you could say you can sell a position too soon. And then you sit there thinking, damn, that thing has gone up. And a lot of friends have been messaging me, I've made good money in Toshi in the last few weeks. And people were they didn't want to buy Toshi. So I guess sometimes you've got to be more objective. You've got to sit back, relax, take the emotions out of this, and really just see, look, do I have good exposure? And if I was to build a portfolio today and get, let's say $10,000 into, I don't know, 5 projects or $5,000 into 5 projects, whatever your capacity is, how would you distribute that? Right? Very good question. I still believe that some of the altcoins in front of you will make a 10x, a 20x, 30x from here. I'm telling you that's the way the cycle goes, right? The only thing that's stopping you from just being objective is finding out where your Achilles heels are. For me, I hate the futures market. In previous cycles, imagine in the middle of the cycle, I would just have the itch to trade, and then I would put, stupid leverage, and I'd get wiped out, and I'd sell more spot positions to do more leverage trading. And then ultimately, I had to stop that. But it wasn't as easy as said than done. Some of you are becoming more traders than macro holders, which is fine if you know what you're doing. But I do believe some of the bag should always be a macro hold, and maybe 20, 30% of your liquid assets should be flexible in USDT or whatever token that you're going to trade. And then you should be able to say, get into a spot position, do a 2x, and then put it back into your core. But what you cannot do is this week have this kind of lineup, next week change your portfolio, and then change your portfolio. Now, for considering most people will be only able to hold 5 to 10 projects, optimum, maybe 15, with some of the whales 15 to 20 in our private group. So you've got to understand there's only so much money to go around. So you put your biggest money in your biggest market cap, and then you work it that way, because obviously you need more money to make $100,000 in Sui than you would need if you was to put that same amount of money into 01 Labs or Moon Tropical or Marvia, right? So yeah, my biggest disappointments over the years have been When I'm bored, when I have the downtime, I go think, ooh, I can sit here and go and make a quick buck. But guys, futures leverage is a killer. I seriously believe, for those of you who think that Sui is gone, even at $13 billion market cap, guys, this market is only just starting. So considering all these things that I'm talking about, guys, I hope you make the right choices. Just find out what your weaknesses are and consciously work on those. Work on the weaknesses and you'll be fine. This game is 99.95% psychological. You know, of course, dry powder and other things make an impact as well. But I would say on the exposure that I have to these altcoins, if 2 or 3 of them go to zero, I wouldn't care. But I wouldn't really do anything to upset the balance of buy and hold. I would definitely be looking just for stuff to go into AI agents, meme coins. Maybe if your thing is leverage, you do that. And then you come back and buy more crypto. And then you just keep it in cold storage and you chill. Nothing else happens, guys. So anyway, I hope you find this useful. I hope you find this bullish. This is real alpha here. I'm giving it to you in real time, real emotions. You know, it's nothing to do with my bags or pumping my bags. But I'm telling you now as friends, be patient and you will be cool. Have a wonderful Friday, guys. Take care.